In Elmhurst, Illinois. I'm Van Sexner with Evan Lotes, and we are here for IHSA football action where the St. Joe's Chargers playing host to the Catalyst Maria Wolves. We are moments away from getting this one kicked off. The home team, St. Joe's, just finishing their warm-ups, coming back to the sideline, a record of 1-1. Catalyst Maria, the Wolves, a record of 0-2. This is homecoming night for St. Joe's. Evan,
And
how are you feeling tonight?
it could not be a more beautiful night for some Friday night lights. I'm very excited here. 61 degrees is your kickoff temperature here with winds out of the east at 5 miles an hour. Shouldn't be much of a problem for either of these teams.
And for both, this is a two-way. St. Joe's is a two-way team, so not a lot of guys can be going both ways. So I think having a nice, cool night, not too muggy, that's going to be helpful for that.
Yeah, it'll help keep them nice and there won't be any overheating issues between the guys. We're not going to have to constantly call timeouts and run water left and right, but it's important that these guys stay hydrated no matter what.
Hydration, always important. We are getting ready for the national anthem. We're actually going to step aside and honor that as we'll have a playing of the national anthem here at Elmhurst College. And then on the other side of that, we'll be ready for kickoff here on Sportstown, Chicago. You are tuned into the game of the week, St. Joe's and the Catalyst Maria Wolves.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for tonight's prayer. Heavenly Father, be with these young athletes as they test their physical skills.
Let them play well, but fairly. Let competition make them strong, but never hostile. Grant them the strength to best their opponent, and lead them to always help the opponent up. Grant them moments to rejoice, but not in the adversity of others. Help them stay safe from injury, both physical and emotional. Help them to learn something that matters once the game is over. Help them remember that sports are just games.
If they know victory, allow them to be happy. If they are denied, keep them from envy. If, through athletics, they set an example, let it be a good one. In the name of your Son, Jesus. St. John Baptist de La Salle, pray for us. St. Joesph, pray for us. Live Jesus in our hearts forever. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Please remain standing for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and your rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Back here in the game, and the national anthem, we are ready to start. Sounding good. The referees on midfield, and we are not sure actually who has won the toss, so we'll see based on the kickoff teams coming on. But for St. Joseph's, the man of the hour is quarterback Caleb Hayden, 6'4", 210-pound junior. He has got a strong arm. He got a little experience last year as St. Joe's made their first playoff appearance more than 2 decades. Caleb Hayden got some experience in that game playing, but he's got a lot of playmakers. Amar Burgee and Zach Ford will be his go-to running back and wide receiver respectively on the offensive side of the ball. But it will be St. Joe's getting set to kick it off here to start the game. So we will see the St. Joe's defense on the field first. And the big defender they transfer in from St. Viator High School is Antonio Hardaway, 6'5", 220 pounds. He'll be on the defensive line looking to cause some trouble there.
Coach Petrosky, has been having this team running like clockwork. I'm excited to see what he has in store for us tonight with our powerful, high-powered offense here. And I'm excited to see where it's leading us.
Well, it'll be St. Joe's in the black uniforms, black jerseys, black pants, black helmets, white numbers, some red and silver on the side of the pants. Those are some sharp-looking uniforms there.
Very, very nice.
So we'll be St. Joe's getting set to kick off. We're going left to right. Zach Ford doing the kicking from their own 40-yard line, and Catalyst Maria back deep in their own territory, getting ready to field it as we are set to kick off here from Elmhurst College. The opening kick is high, end over end. It's going to be fielded right at the 1-yard line by A.J. Robinson, who goes down to the far side to the middle of the field and tries to cut it up. Nothing doing there. Good pursuit, and the tackle by Shamir McDade Bishop. Evan, you might want to get used to saying that name tonight because he is a big-time defensive lineman, a senior who was on last year's playoff team, number 52, McDade Bishop, with the tackle on the opening kickoff.
Definitely. Wow, what a power play from, you said, Shamir McDade Bishop, who is 6'3", yes, a senior this year. And he is going to be working hard, and we are going to be talking about his name a lot tonight, aren't we?
Yeah, first down and 10 for the Wolves at their own 20-yard line. In the white jerseys, it's out of the shotgun. Snap to Robinson. He's going deep on the first play, and he's overthrowing just about everyone on the field. He was going for the intended receiver, Turner, there, but it was a good-looking spiral, but just a little bit too much on that. And what do you think about that, Evan? First play of the game, the Catalyst Maria Wolves going for the home run ball.
Going deep on the first play, it wouldn't exactly be my strategy. I was hoping for maybe a quick run play out to the side. But no, going deep, going for it all is what we're seeing here. Let's see what second down brings us here.
A.J. Robinson on second down and 10 at his own 20-yard line. Again, 4 wide receivers on the spread formation out of the shotgun. Takes the snap cleanly and gives it up the middle on that run by, looks like that was Alex Reed on the run. And he gets about a couple yards.
Nothing doing on that play there.
Nothing doing there.
Stuffed up.
And that was that defensive line, that big-time defensive line of St. Joe's that quickly swallowed him up. And it looked like that might have been Hardaway there at the tackle on the left side of the line. So we're having a 3rd and 9 now. Again, Catalyst Maria is going to spread it out. 4 wide receivers, 3rd and 9 at their own 21-yard line.
Looking like
A.J. Robinson takes a snap, and he's looking to pass, going to the right side of the field. He's got a completion. It's right up at the first down marker. A.J. Robinson, that was Randolph on the pass there. A.J. Robinson actually on the reception, and it was good for a first down. So on 3rd down, the first drive of the game, the Wolves complete a 3rd and long and move the chains.
This passing game could be a lot more dangerous than what we first expected based off of that first play. Way overthrown, but that pass was right on the mark. First down.
And I do want to apologize. It is actually, we switched the roster. It's Randolph here. That's going to be your quarterback for the Wolves. He's out of the shotgun again. And that spread formation, takes a snap, and he gives it up the middle. That's going to be a run to, looks like Brian Reed along the near side. He cuts up for 5 yards, closer to 6 on first down. So good chunk of yardage on first down. And actually, so moving the ball on first down, and that was good run.
Yeah, Catalyst Maria seemed to find a nice opening in that defensive line and walked out with about 6 yards on the play.
So bring up 2nd down and 5 for Catalyst Maria at their own 37-yard line. And it'll be let's call it a long 4. Back to the same formation that we've seen. 4 wide receivers, single man in the backfield to the left side of Randolph. Randolph's going to keep it along the right tackle. He goes out, and he gets 7 yards. Big chunk of yardage. Another first down for Randolph. So Catalyst Maria moving the ball. They're at their own 45-yard line. Their second first down on this opening drive.
And that was a powerful, powerful show right there. Walking right through that D-line again. Gain of 7 yards. That will bring up another first down on the 45-yard line.
So we've seen a little bit of passing and then some playmaking by the quarterback Randolph. And it'll be interesting to see what else Catalyst Maria is going to try to do here on this opening drive. But they have been methodically moving this ball downfield, looking pretty good, taking their time in the huddle now as they get ready to come to the line of scrimmage. First down and 10 at their own 45-yard line. Ball's on the right hash mark. Got trips to the near side. One receiver up top, and Reed is the lone man in the backfield. Randolph takes a shotgun snap, gives it to Rule out of the backfield, and he is quickly gobbled up there out of the backfield for a loss of 3 yards. Or let's call that a loss of 2.
It's a loss of 2.
But it was some good
He is not, yep, that D-line is not letting him go anywhere. Loss of 2.
We mentioned Antonio Hardway. He was the man in the backfield there, the 6'5", 225-pound junior who got in the backfield and causing some disruption on that play. So we'll have a 2nd and 11 at the Wolves' own 44-yard line. And again, 4 wide receivers in that spread formation. As Randolph takes a snap, he's looking, he's got time, he gets it off, a far spiral along the far sideline, and it's caught! Oh, and down inside the 10-yard line. What a throw, what a catch, and that was looking good there.
Down to the 7.
Yeah. Catalyst Maria with a gain of about 50 yards there. And that
is an impressive pass play. We were looking for that earlier with that first play of the game, but he could not make contact. Now he does a 50-yard gain, and we are sitting on the 10-yard line.
James Ward on that fly route down the far sideline. What do you think about that spiral there from Randolph, getting it, floating it right up there, just dropping it into Ward?
Absolutely beautiful, and a great catch by Ward.
So they're going to spot it at the 10-yard line, so it's a gain of 45 yards. And it will be 1st and goal at the 10-yard line. Robinson again out of the shotgun. Has 4 wide receivers on the jet reverse. And it ball is stripped. And it is thankfully recovered, but they're going to lose 14 yards on the play. Tried to a little misdirection, and as soon as it looked like that was again Hardaway forcing the fumble, but as soon as the running back got the ball there, he lost it, and it was
defense read that play like a book.
Heads up play on the offensive line for Catalyst Maria to spot the ball and get it back for their offense. Looked like that was Mark Sanchez recovering, not the Bears' third-string quarterback, but the Wolves' offensive lineman on the play, getting that fumble recovery. So you're from 1st and goal at the 10, and now you have 2nd and goal at your own 21-yard line. Kind of limits your options in the playbook, Evan.
Yeah, you don't have much to work with here now that you're down. What are we at, the 22? I think we're seeing another long pass here. Right to the end zone.
We'll see what Randolph does again in that spread formation. 4 wide receivers, 2nd down and goal at the 22-yard line. Randolph takes a pass. He's got a blitz coming. He gets the ball, and it is intercepted at the goal line. And he's going to be returning it down into the red zone. And here he's still got room. He's still going.
He's got room.
Out to the 35.
He's still up.
And finally brought down at his own 30. There's a flag on the return. I think the interception is going to stand, but that was Zach Ford with the interception, and Randolph facing a blitz, had to get the ball, threw it away quickly, and it fell right into the waiting arms of Zach Ford on that interception. So we see here, we're trying to look on your replay, for those of you watching the game on Sportstown Chicago.
He did not go down.
It was looking to see where that block in the back, I believe it was. So the original return went to the 30-yard line, but I think the block in the back is going to pin them down. And look at this interception here. Coming off the end, it was pressure by the Catalyst Marie, by the St. Joe's defensive line. Looks like Hardaway again causing some disruption, forcing Randolph to get rid of that ball. And how about that speed by Zach Ford on the return?
Just took off, and he would not go down at all, as you saw there. Broke, 3 or 4 tackles before ended up being taken down on the 35-yard line. But seems there was a flag on the play, and now we're going to be working out of the 10-yard line here.
That brings up Caleb Hayden in the offense on 1st down and 10. Here's a running play cut outside by number 12, Amir Burgi, and he gets about 7 yards on that delayed halfback counter. And he gets about, we'll call that closer to 10 yards, and they're actually going to give him the spot on the 1st down. Caleb Hayden on 1st down, handed it off to Berge, and he runs for a 1st down on his first carry. Here's 2nd down, 4 wide receivers. Again, they give to Berge up the left tackle. He cuts it back to midfield, up to the 30, out to the 35. He fumbled on the tackle, but they're going to mark him down 17 yards. So Amar Burgi on that carry, and he is getting some big-time yardage on 1st and 2nd down. And St. Joe's, the Chargers, getting right back to that line. So working out the spread formation, Caleb Hayden takes the pass. He's going to throw a screen here. That is complete, and it is going to be a caught at the 40 out to the 45. That is going to be, we don't have a number for who that was, but it was number 88 on St. Joe's. And will be 8 yards on 2nd down. So working down to
Caleb Hayden, pass complete to Malik Mason out to the 46.
So that was Mason on the catch. They'll bring up 2nd down and 2.
Step back, there's a snap.
Here's a snap and the give along the outside to Desmond McPhail, who tried to cut it out to the line of scrimmage. No gain on that play. It's going to be 2nd down and 2. So 1st 3rd down of the night for Caleb Hayden in the offense. Only 1 pass attempt. That was on the screen pass. He has 4 wide receivers, trips to the near side. Hayden sends a man in motion. He gives a play action fake, and he's going to keep it along the near sideline. Gets the 1st down across the 50 and out to the 46-yard line of Catalyst Maria. And Caleb Hayden, his first quarterback keeper of the night. It's good for a Charger 1st down.
And how about that? Caleb Hayden stands tall over the rest of the team at 6'4", 210 pounds. He just is on a different level.
Chargers working no huddle. They're into Wolves territory, right hash on the 46-yard line of Catalyst Maria. Here's Hayden who's throwing. He's got a lot of time. He wanted to go deep, but he's getting chased down by this Catalyst Maria defense. And he has to just throw it away to avoid the sack. Good pressure there, not sending a blitz. He had time initially, good coverage, and that was pressure applied by the defensive end of the Wolves. That looks like it was number 75, Anthony Lane there, getting the pressure and forcing Hayden to throw that incomplete pass.
Good work by the Catalyst Maria defense on that play.
4 wide receivers, 2nd down at the 46, and it's going to be a give on the right off the right tackle to Burgi, and he gets about 6 yards, and it's going to set up a 3rd down and short for 3rd and 4 at the 44-yard line of the Wolves. Call that actually 3rd and 2. So 4 wide receivers. Here's Hayden. He's looking to the near side. He's getting chased down, and he gets taken down for a sack, the 1st sack of the night.
Excellent work by Catalyst Maria on that play. Way to break the O-line, get him down for a loss of 2.
That's going to bring up 4th down, and getting the tackle there again. There was a blitz, but it was Joshua Emmerich getting the tackle there and forcing a 4th down, and that is going to bring in Zach Ford, who's going to be set to punt it away, and it will be A.J. Robinson, the wide receiver / safety for Catalyst Maria, who's going to be deep in his own territory at about the 20-yard line to that punt.
Penalty called on St. Joseph. We'll back them up 5 yards.
They're walking back 5 yards here. 4th down at the 50.
So I think it was an illegal substitution.
Illegal substitution, yes.
So we're coming up on 3 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. No score, and be Zach Ford booting away a high,
way
wobbly
high.
kick. Robinson at his own 25-yard line signals fair catch, lets it bounce, takes a Catalyst Maria bounce backwards to the 32-yard line, and down there by the Chargers. So second drive of the night. Both teams coming up empty on their first drive, moving the ball a little bit, but the Wolves are going to come back to the field. And based on what you saw last time, Evan, what do you think is going to be the strategy here for the Wolves on their second drive?
Well, definitely the pass play needs to step up just a little bit. As we saw an amazing pass play originally, we also had an interception as well. So the quarterback needs to sight in who we have for quarterback here. I don't believe I have a number for him.
Randolph is the man leading the Wolves.
Leading the offensive charge here. Yeah, I'm excited to see a couple more pass plays out of this Catalyst Maria offense. Let's see what we got here.
So it's a different pace between these two teams. Offensively, taking the time to huddle, coming to the line of scrimmage, where we saw St. Joe's was much faster. So here's Catalyst Maria. Robinson, Randolph out of the shotgun. He's going to give it to Robinson, bounces it outside across the 40, and he scrapes enough out to the sideline to just make that a gain of about 1 yard and avoid the loss on the play. So good pursuit there by the Charger defense to really no gain there on the play, and it's going to be second down and 10.
It is proving very hard to break through this St. Joe's D-line here. Catalyst Maria can't seem to do it. I think we've only seen it on 1 or 2 plays, and I know that screen that came out earlier, that was, what was it, down on the 20, I think we saw. His screenplay is the only thing that really broke through, and even so, that was a pass out to the left side.
Yeah, we've seen the defensive line of this St. Joe's team control the line of scrimmage so far. And it's going to be second down and 10 at their own 32-yard line. Again, we have 3 wide receivers, and Randolph is getting under center for the first time tonight with 2 men in the backfield. But before that, and it looks like it was we're going to have a delay of game penalty. That's one thing I did notice is Randolph going to the sideline to his coaching staff in between plays, as we're coming up on 2 minutes to play, no score here. But Randolph going to the sideline in between plays to get the call. So it's going to have to hurry that up if they're going to get these plays off on time. So Randolph under center with I formation in the backfield. The snap is bobbled, and it looks like it was the Chargers recovering.
Wow.
And they did. So the first time Randolph goes under center, the snap is fumbled, and St. Joe's takes advantage. They'll take over on downs inside the 30. And let's see where it happened here on your instant replay. And it was actually a clean snap. It was going to give the ball on the handoff where it was bobbled. So
Eventually dropped, and now St. Joe's takes over on the Catalyst Maria 27-yard line. Let's see what they can do here. Perhaps we can get 6.
so just different sort of rhythm to that handoff there, causing the turnover. And on the first down, another fumble here. It was Burgee on the run. He fumbled at his own at the 25-yard line after picking up about 3 yards, and he got back on it. So Burgee able to recover, but both teams here having a little trouble keeping the ball in possession. But after all that, it was a 4-yard gain for Burgee. It's going to bring up second down and 6 at the 24-yard line of the Wolves. That's again Burgee, who gets bounced outside to the near side across the 20 and out to the 15-yard line. First down, Chargers.
You're having a hard time hanging on to the ball tonight. I'm not exactly sure why. You couldn't ask for a better night weather-wise for some football, and we've seen the ball fall out 4 times already.
Yeah, it's been happening a lot, but on that time, Burgee able to cleanly field the ball, and we have a timeout taken by the Catalyst Maria Wolves. That's going to be their first of the timeouts, our first timeout of the game. So 1:43 to play here in the first quarter, and the St. Joe's Chargers are driving. They are in the red zone of the Catalyst Maria Wolves with Evan Lotz. I'm Van Sexner calling the game here on Sportstown Chicago at Elmhurst College in Westchester. Evan, what are some of your early takeaways as we're winding down here in the first quarter?
Well, we've definitely seen some high-powered offense that hasn't really turned out any point and turned out on the scoreboard. We've seen, you've mentioned earlier, St. Joe's is quick, hurry up offense compared to Catalyst Maria's, take time in the huddle that actually cost them a delay of game call. I am really interested to see what St. Joe's does here using their timeout, or using Catalyst Maria's timeout, rather. See what we got here. I'm thinking, looks like a pass.
Coming out of the timeout. It's a split man in the
Nope.
backfield. Hayden on
Yep.
the shotgun. He's looking to the far corner of the end zone for the touchdown.
There
and it's
it
caught
is.
for the touchdown. That was Zuriel Mason with the touchdown catch in the deep corner of the end zone. Great throw by Hayden, and he was able to bring it in.
Azuriel Mason.
And let's look at the replay here. The shotgun, play action, and just had that man coverage in the far corner of the end zone. Defender fell down. It fell right into the waiting hands of Mason. Great call there coming out of the timeout for our first touchdown of the night.
Nice reach by Azuriel Mason there. He used all of his 6'5" to grab that ball in, and that results in a 6-0 lead for St. Joseph. Here's the point after, and it's a fake. And there it is.
Direct snap to
Straight into the
Burgee.
house.
So we always see these funky formations on the extra point attempt. Usually they shift in the more traditional field goal formation and kick it. There, though, they stayed in that formation. Direct snap to Burgee, and when he has the ball in open field, we've seen so far tonight, he is tough to bring down. He only needed 2 yards for the 2-point conversion, and he got it. And look at that snap. It was a high snap. Burgee brought it down, and nothing stopping him there.
That was a good play. You could see Catalyst Maria was a little bit confused. They didn't exactly know what to do with that play there. And St. Joe's takes advantage of that opportunity and walks it in. 8-0 is your score with just over a minute left in the first quarter.
So it will be Catalyst Maria. It will be their turn to respond now, as we have seen them move the ball quite well, especially on their first drive, but turnovers have doomed them. An interception on the opening drive, a fumble that was lost on the last drive, and now they're going to get the ball down trailing 8-0. And you have a feeling for this team on the road. This is very important that they get something out of this drive and keep their offense out of the field.
Yes, you can hear that St. Joe's crowd. It's nice and loud. It's a little bit more daunting if you are the visiting team. Let's see what they do with the kickoff.
Zach Ford kicking off at his own 40-yard line, a spirally wobbling kick that's going to be fielded at the 20-yard line, and that was fielded by Turner, who had a knee on the ground.
Kickoff is down at the Catalyst Maria 17-yard line.
Football, he is
First and
down
10.
at that spot. So Catalyst Maria is going to have their worst field position to start a drive in this opening quarter. It will be at their own, let's call it their own 16, 17-yard line. Yeah, 17-yard line, where they will have a first down and 10. And it will be Randolph after getting the play coming into the huddle as the play clock just getting started. So he's going to need to hurry it up, get them to the line as we are getting set. Third offensive possession of the night for the Wolves. At the line of scrimmage, 4 wide receivers, that same spread formation we've seen. Randolph with his left foot forward, gets the snap. He's going to give it out of the shotgun snap to Rule out of there on the opening drive, and he gets about 3 yards there on the playoff tackle. So a nice run play by Rule to get good 3 yards there on the first down of the night.
Good work by Catalyst Marie there. 3 yards on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 7. They're still in the huddle. Yeah, you were mentioning that they do take quite a while. Let's see if that benefits them here on 2nd and 8, excuse me.
So 2nd and 8, and we've seen Diamante Rule has been the man for Catalyst Maria out of the backfield, who's gotten a lot of the carries. Even after the fumble, coach is going right back to him on first down. Here the Wolves have it again, trips on the near side. And it is Randolph taking that shotgun snap. He's going to keep it along the far sideline. He's leveled right behind the line
What a
of
hit.
scrimmage. And he thought he had some open space, but that was Kyle Johnston having another idea for him. He smacked him right down to the ground.
215 pounds
you
on the
see
senior.
here.
Let's take a look at this replay.
Play action. He was going to keep it, and right out of there, wow.
Wow.
And I think
What
that was
a hit.
actually Shamir McDade Bishop who brought him down there, number 52, the senior linebacker, dishing out some nasty business on first down. That sets up 3rd down and about 6 or 7 here And before we get it off just before the end of the quarter, a long pass down the near side or far sideline falls incomplete, and that is how we end the opening quarter. So when we come back into the to the second quarter, it's going to be 4th down. And it's surprising there that Catalyst Maria worked so hard to get that snap off before the quarter on a very important 3rd down, but they did. It was incomplete, and it's going to set them up for a 4th down. And so we've seen a little bit of everything: turnovers, big hits, and a touchdown by St. Joe's on their second drive of the night. They are leading 8-0 with Evan Lotz. I'm Vance Exner here for Sports Sound Chicago, calling your IHSA Game of the Week. St. Joe's up 8-0. Evan, what are some of your impressions of this opening quarter?
I'm really surprised it's not 16-0 or 14-0. 2 touchdowns on the game should be much more likely, considering St. Joe's has recovered and cashed in 2 turnovers tonight. Actually, they've only cashed in on one of those turnovers tonight. That was the fumble. But they should have cashed in on that second turnover there, and I'm really surprised we're not seeing more of a score in St. Joe's favor rather than just 8-0. Should be a little bit higher.
Well, the opening quarter seemed to be just kind of getting a feel for the ball game for St. Joe's, and we haven't really seen Caleb Hayden, the quarterback, kind of go for that. Beside that touchdown, it's been a lot of running plays for Amir Burgi, but we'll see what they do here on their next offensive possession. Catalyst Maria getting set to punt it away at their own 10-yard line. Snap is clean, and this is an end-over-end kick that is going to bounce inside their own 40-yard line and back to their own 37. And St. Joe's will take over at the 37-yard line of the Wolves. Great field position for the Chargers to start the second quarter.
I wouldn't be surprised to see St. Joe's put another 2 touchdowns on the board before the end of the half.
You heard it right there from Evan Lotz with a bold prediction here. He wants two more touchdowns on that out of the Chargers offense here.
Let's see if they can get one on this drive here, shall we?
Yeah, well, let's see. So
11:54 on the clock. My bold prediction still stands.
Well, here we go. It's going to be Caleb Hayden out of the shotgun again. Single backfield, 4 wide receivers, spread formation. Hayden's going to give a screen pass on that first play, and it was dropped by Dakota Church. He had room to run, but Church just went right through his hands there. An incomplete pass on first down.
That's not looking all too well for my prediction, but we still got plenty of time here. Let's see what they set up here. Looks like we got 3 wide to the right, 1 to the left. Let's see what we got here.
Burgi's the man in the backfield. He's going to stay back there and block. It's Hayden looking for the deep ball, and that is deflected. Good job there. It looked like it was a host of defenders there. And
Darius Turner is credited with breaking up the play, flipping him end over end.
And I got to say, Hayden should be lucky that wasn't intercepted, because it went right off the hands of Turner down there. Also, Antazon Johnson was defensive back that was in there to make a play. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and long. St. Joe's with this great field position.
Can they capitalize?
Start the second quarter, and as we'll see. You have trips to the far side of the field. On 3rd down, Hayden's going to keep it, bounce it across the 35 out to the 30. Still isn't being brought down, and he finally gets taken down at the 30-yard line. Gets about 7 yards on the play. And that will bring up 4th down and short, and I have a feeling that St. Joe's is going to be going for it here on 4th and short.
That wouldn't surprise me at all. Petrosky is going to go for it on this play. He's got faith in his O-line. I do too.
4th down and 4 at the 30-yard line of the Wolves. It's going to be a give up the middle to Dylan Castillo, and he inches forward just across that 1st down marker. That's enough to move the chains on 4th down. So Castillo with his first run of the night, and the sophomore is able to come up big for a 1st down. Back here on 1st and 10 for the Chargers at the 27-yard line. Snap to Hayden. It's going to be a screen pass coming inside, and it's caught for a gain of 6 yards. On that, that was a quick slant play. Mason with the catch. He gets about 5 yards there, so it'll bring up 2nd down and 5. And we've seen Hayden there with another quick pass on that slant to Mason, running a nice, precise route to catch the ball and get 5 yards on 1st down. 4 wide receivers again, now 2 on each side of Caleb Hayden. He'll be working out his shotgun. He has Castillo to his left. Just sent the man in motion to the near side. That's Mason coming. He's going to get it at the
Keep an eye on
25.
Mason.
He's got some room to run out to the 20 and into the red zone of the Wolves. It will be a close to a 1st down, just shy of a 1st down. So that's going to bring up 3rd down and
Inches.
a very probably long one to get it. So 3rd and 1 for St. Joe's. So we just under 10 minutes to play here in the 2nd quarter. Hayden again out of the shotgun. He's going to throw it here on 3rd and short. He has time. Shakes off some defenders, looking in the near side of the end zone, and it's off the hands of his receiver. Yeah, and he had a chance there. So Desmond McPhail and Mason were the intended receivers. Neither one of them could get it. What do you think about that play call going for the touchdown there on 4th down?
Well, I wasn't exactly all. You said 3rd down there. It wasn't exactly all. Let's take a look at that replay here.
So here on 4th down, though, it's a give to Castillo. He's going to power up ahead for a gain of 3 yards. And he
over
gets
his head,
the 1st down.
as you saw on that replay there, went right over his head. Had nothing to lose. There's a flag down on the play currently on 4th and 2.
So the run by Castillo was good for a 1st down, but there was a flag on the play, and it's going to be a shot blocking penalty. That's big. That's a 15-yarder. So 4th and 1 becomes 4th and 16.
I'm interested to see what they do here.
Well, they're keeping their offense on the field, no huddle, and it's going to be, again, they're going to be going for it. 4th and 16, some bold play calling here, Evan. 4 wide receivers, trips to the far side, single man in the backfield. Caleb Hayden getting ready out of the shotgun, takes a snap. He's looking to the far side, looks back down to the middle of the field, and threw it. Incomplete pass on 4th and 16. Turnover on downs. Wanted Desmond McPhail. It wouldn't have been close to a 1st down. Defenders were around, and turnover on down. So how about that for Catalyst Maria after that short punt? Chargers getting the ball at the 37-yard line. And
they can't cash it in.
Yep, not able to do anything with it. That is, it might have to be the curse of the Evan Lotes prediction of 2 more touchdowns there, and they get nothing on that opening, on that first drive, the 2nd quarter. So Catalyst Maria in business at their own 4-yard line, left to right. Balls on the right hash to start their 2nd quarter. And they are still looking to get some points on the board here, some much-needed points, trailing 8-0. Coming up on 9.5 to play. Here's Randolph out of the shotgun with 4 wide receivers. He's going to give it right up to Rule. Rule's got opening across the 45 to the 50 and into Charger territory. A big-time gain there, about 16, 17 yards on 1st down for Diamante Rule. Big-time run.
Punched a hole right through that D-line, walked all the way into St. Joseph territory here. Let's see what they can work here. I'm interested to see for another play call. I'm thinking pass.
Diamante Rule has been the big-time running back. These last couple drives, he had a fumble, but he's in the backfield, and 4 wide receivers for Randolph. It's going to be, again, Rule, and this time waiting for him was a St. Joe's defender.
Holds him back down to the 50-yard line. That will bring up 2nd and 11, or they're not moving it there.
2nd down and 10. But
2nd down and 10.
So it was
no gain on the play. No loss.
England on the stop for St. Joe's. So after that 17-yard run on 1st down, they go right back to Rule, and he is not able to pick up anything on 1st down there. So it'll be 2nd down, 10 for the Chargers, 39-yard line. Randolph out of the shotgun, 4 wide receivers. Rule to his right. He's looking to the far side of the field, and he on the slant pattern. It's incomplete, and Rule got hit as he threw the ball there. Mason applying the pressure from the defensive line to cause Randolph to have to throw that away, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 now for the from the 49-yard line of the Chargers. So looking here on this replay, you see coming off that edge was Mason applying the pressure. That pass was, what about that closeout there on the safety of St. Joe's coming in to almost pick that ball off, but it brings up 3rd down and 10 at the 49-yard line as Catalyst Maria with 4 wide receivers again here on 3rd and 10.
As you see on that
Rule in
replay
the backfield, and Randolph getting chased, and he's going to get taken down, and he
And the
fumbles
ball's
the ball,
loose.
and it's he was down, but big-time defensive pressure. Mason and England there on the sack, and they are going to bring up a 4th down and very long, and it will be again. And as we look at the replay here, and it was that pressure that was coming off the edge, and then England coming up the middle of the field, forcing the quarterback down, and the fumble on the play, and it'll bring up 4th down and very long here for Catalyst Maria. And
Catalyst Maria is hoping for a nice end-over-end deep kick.
the
See
kick
what they
last
can
time
do
was
here.
15
Oh,
yards.
bobbled.
And this time bobbled. He's able to get away an end-over-end kick that lands at the 38 and takes a Catalyst Maria bounce out to the 30 and into the 37, which is where they will down it at the, let's call it, into the 28-yard line.
28
of
there.
St.
Took
Joe's.
about a
So-
10-yard Catalyst Marie bounce there. How about that?
Yeah, so they will have to go down the length of the field. They weren't able to utilize good field position last time. Let's see what they do this time here. 7 minutes and 27 seconds left. It's St. Joe's 8, Catalyst Maria nothing here in the second quarter. And St. Joe's, Caleb Hayden and company, they are going to look to do some damage here. As they come right back from that quick tempo, even coming on the field for 1st down, they move it quickly. High snap to Caleb Hayden. He gives it to Burgee off the far side, and he's going to run it out to the 35, out to close to the 40 before he's brought back down there. Though Burgee, a run of 11 yards and a 1st down on the opening play of this drive, and there is an
We have an
injured
injured
Charger
player.
on the field. And I'll tell you what, that's Shamir McDade Bishop, and he is the man who has been making plays and forcing a lot of pressure on the defensive side of the ball. That would be a big loss if he had to go out of this ball game.
As the trainer comes out onto the field, Shamir McDade Bishop is bent over and does not look well at the present moment, smacking the ground there with his right hand. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. From my view, he does look like he's in pain.
Definitely in play. The run went off in pain. The run went off to the right tackle, and it was kind of on the other side of the field where Bishop
He's rolling over here. It looks like he might stretch it out. Looking like his left leg might be. No, it is his left arm that is bothering him, it looks like, from what I can tell. Doing a couple rotations there.
so
Still talking with the trainers here.
that was Burgee again on the run, and he has been getting big chunks of yardage, especially on 1st downs. So when we come back to play, it's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Chargers at their own 38, as McDade Bishop is now able to get up and with a little walk off the field on his own here.
Looks like his left arm, yeah, as you can see there, he's working that left arm. That what is appearing to be giving him some issues. Let's hope he comes back into the game healthy soon.
Shamir McDade Bishop, 6'3" and 275-pound senior, who plays both ways. He was a big-time player on this defense for St. Joe's last year in their first playoff appearance in more than 2 decades. Coming back to there's Burgee now on 1st down and 10 at their own 38-yard line. Bounces it outside and out to the 45-yard line. About gain of 6 to 7 yards on that play. We'll call it 5. And that's going to be 2nd down and 5. So right back to Burgee on the coming off the injury timeout. It's Caleb Hayden and company getting back to the line of scrimmage with 4 wide receivers. Burgee is to his left. Hayden with his left foot forward takes a snap, clean snap, and he's looking for that slant pass, and that's complete to Mason. Mason rolls over a defender and keeps going for a 1st down.
That defender is down right now.
And he's slow getting up.
Slow to get up.
He had a chance to tackle. It looked like Emmerich had a chance to tackle Mason, but Mason caught that with a full head of steam, and he lowered his shoulder and powered ahead for a first down into Wolves territory. Back at the line of scrimmage with 4 wide receivers is the Chargers. Hayden takes a snap and gives to Burgee, but immediately taken out of the backfield, and it was Roderick Pupflis, but it looked like on
There's
that
a face mask on that play. That's what I was looking
he was
there.
right in the backfield, and it looked like he might have gotten Burgee's face mask on that first down. And McDade Bishop now coming back to the game for the Chargers. So
seems to be doing well. This could be a very, very costly penalty for Catalyst Maria, and it is going to be 5-yard penalty.
So it looks like it was the incidental,
unintentional face mask there.
So it's only going to be 5 yards, but it will redo first down. So it'll be 1st and 5, so that'll be a good benefit of that. Here's Hayden out of the shotgun, a
Going way
blitzing
back.
cornerback. It's going to be a screen pass to Burgee. Catches at the 40, out to the 35, shakes off a tackler at the 35, 30, 25, 20, and at to the 15. Burgee with a big-time run, and there's a flag on the penalty, and looks like they're going to get an illegal block on the Chargers. But I'll tell you what, Evan, when Amar Burgee gets that ball in open field, he is exciting to watch.
Oh, wow, yes, definitely. Let's take a look at this replay here. So you can see that snap comes right back. There it is. And look at Burgee take off. Look at how wide open he is. He makes plenty of room for himself and then takes the run all the way down to the 15. But it looks like we do have a flag on the play, and everyone is walking back here.
So Burgee's run originally went to the 15-yard line of Catalyst Maria, but with the penalty, that's going to bring them back to their 35-yard line, and we'll have to redo it. So again, for the 3rd straight play, St. Joe's will have a first down. This time it's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Hayden's looking deep to the far corner of the end zone, and it's tipped away. A great defensive coverage there. And looks up, we have another couple of Wolves who are going to be injured there. But first down here as we see Hayden going for the deep ball right down the numbers, and that was great defensive there.
And you see on that play those 2 Wolves that ran into each other were slow to get up, but now are on the sideline.
It's like Leo Morales was the one who knocked it away there on first down. So 2nd down and 10. Hayden now the shotgun, 4 wide receivers. Blitz is picked up. He's looking down the middle of the field, and that is almost intercepted. He wanted Desmond McPhail. The ball was underthrown, and it went right off the hands. And I'll tell you, if you got the ball that's going right at you, you gotta make that interception there.
That play was broken up by number 6 for the Wolves. We do not have a number here.
I'll tell you what, that incomplete pass there, but that could have very well have been an interception. Instead, we'll bring up 3rd down and 10 at the 35-yard line.
That incomplete
of of St. Joe's. So let's see what they do here, but missed opportunities for a turnover that would have been much needed. So 5 minutes, 44 seconds left here in the opening half. St. Joe's leading 8-0. Tell you what, Evan, ever since you've called 2 touchdowns for St. Joe's, their offense has gone doorman.
Well, maybe I should start. I got to keep my mouth shut. How about that?
Well, coming out of the timeout now, they're going to have a 3rd down and 10 yards to go at the 35-yard line of the Wolves. It will be again in that spread formation. 4 wide receivers. Burgee's in the backfield. Hayden working out of the shotgun as he had all night. He's looking at a blitz coming from Catalyst Maria. It's picked up. Hayden has time. Floats outside the pocket to the near side. He's looking to the end zone on the near sideline. Wide open and caught by McPhail for the touchdown. 35 yards for a touchdown on 3rd and 10. St. Joe's offense back in the end zone.
There's one. I'm waiting for my second.
And I don't know.
Awesome play.
But
14-0 is the current score. Let's see what they do here.
Desmond McPhail worked down the near sideline. He was wide open, got behind the coverage, caught that ball, and just backpedaled into the end zone. Looking good for the Chargers there. Big-time play on 3rd and 10, and they get the touchdown.
We saw a trick play the first time that ended in a 2-point conversion for St. Joe's. Here, there's another trick play, but the ball is bobbled, but it's picked up, and there he is into the end zone. A 2-point conversion off a bobbled snap. Amir Burgi picks it up and walks it in the end zone. 16-0 is now your score. Let's take a look at this replay here. As you can see, that snap goes straight to the left. Amir Burgi does bobble it and walks into the end zone, scooping up his own fumble there. 16-0 is your score for St. Joe's.
So how about St. Joe's? We'll have to catch up with their. We have St. Joe's working up. Their play-by-play man is in the booth with us tonight at halftime. I'm going to want to see if this is their normal extra point after a formation, because they've done that both times. How about the snap that time? The center just flat up picking it up and doing an underhand spiral snap to Burgi. It got away from him, but he was able to just pick it up and get in the end zone. 16-0. So 2 for 2 on the 2-point the 2-point conversion attempts tonight, and they have a 16-point lead with 5.5 minutes left to play in the second quarter tonight.
And if you are not used to doing those fancy 2-point conversion trick plays, it's going to be a whole heck of a lot harder for you to catch up, because now you're in a 3-possession game with only 2 touchdowns scored by your opponent.
It'll be Zach Ford getting set to kick it off at his own 40-yard line. He puts that ball in the left hash, and Robinson is the deep man for the Wolves back in his own territory to receive, along with KJ Sandifer, who is getting ready to receive that. Ford's getting set to kick off at his own 40, going right to left. A right-footed kicker boots a high end-over-end kick that is going to be fielded at the 20-yard line by Randolph, who takes it, cuts it inside the numbers to the 30, and he is taken down there by a pack of Chargers. Another penalty flag on the play. Back at the 30-yard line. Looks like it's in the area of holding. So that might move the Wolves back even further to start this drive. The referees converging here. And there will be a indeed hold. So it's going to back them up all the way to the 15, I believe. Yeah, they're going to go half.
That's a 15-yard penalty, yep.
So to the 15, it's going to spot at the 16-yard line. So Catalyst Maria trailing 16-0. Penalty on the kickoff, and they are forced to start at their own 16-yard line. So Randolph and company have a lot of yards to go to get into scoring range here. They're going to start on the right hash at their own 16-yard line, and 4 men, spread formation. Randolph out of the shotgun with Rule. He's going to fake the handoff and keep it out to the far side, goes outside of the numbers, and he's unable to get any yardage on that play. Good pursuit down the line by, looked like Jordan Timms there, chasing down and leading the charge there for the Chargers to make the tackle. No gain, 2nd down and 10.
And as you see there, we don't have a replay up. My apologies, but Randolph there ran into his own defender, it appears, and that's what brought him down eventually. 2nd and 9 is what we're going to call here. We have a substitution.
Randolph gets the play from the coach on the sideline, as he has all night, gets it to the team in the huddle. We've seen, I don't think the play clock has started yet.
I thought there was a substitution there. He was just bringing out the play.
Yeah.
I saw a man going in.
So now the play clock's underway, and
there
Randolph and the
apologies.
Wolves break in the huddle, come into the field at just inside their own 17-yard line in the left hash. 4 wide receivers. Randolph has Rule to his right, left foot forward, working left to right. He takes a snap. He's looking to the far sideline, and it's a complete pass to Robinson on the outside of the numbers. He's going to break it upfield, and he's got a 1st down, about 12 yards on that play. And we saw that that was Turner with the completed pass, and when Turner got that ball and some room to run, he was quick, made a defender miss, cuts it up for a 1st down for the Wolves. And it's going to be 1st and 10 now for the Wolves at their own 29-yard line.
Clock is still running with 4 minutes and 19 seconds to go here in the first quarter. And the Wolves are lining up right now on their own 29-yard line. Let's see what they can do here. We got 2 on each side, 1 in the back.
1st and 10. on the nickel defense, and it's going to be a give to Rule. He bounces it outside to the near sideline and picks up 7 yards on the play before getting pushed out of bounds. So Diamante Rule with his first run of this drive, and it's a good piece of yardage there on first down.
First down run.
And it will be second down and let's call it 2nd and 1 to go here on this drive for the Chargers at their own 38-yard line as Randolph and company breaking the huddle, coming back to the line of scrimmage. Just under 4 minutes to play in this opening half with trips to the far side and one receiver on the near side. Randolph's going to keep it up the middle, and he's wrangled down by looks like that was number 32 on the tackle. Don't have a name for him, but it is going to, that was Ty England on the tackle. But it was 2 yards there, and it was good for a first down. So at their own 40-yard line, Catalyst Maria, 2 first downs here on this drive as the clock is moving at 3 minutes and 40 seconds and counting. And the Wolves trying to push to get closer into Chargers territory. At their own 40-yard line, ball's on the right hash. Randolph and company coming back to the line of scrimmage for the Wolves. 4 wide receivers and a blitz being shown by the Chargers. Randolph's able to get the ball off, but it is incomplete. He was under some pressure there on 1st and 10.
Pressure put on by Antonio Hardaway.
So as Antonio Hardaway causing that pressure there on first down. And let's see on second down and, that was on first down, so 2nd down and 10 now as Catalyst Maria coming to the line of scrimmage, breaking the huddle. As they have all night. The only time that Randolph went under center was on that fumbled handoff. And they haven't done it again. So he's out of the shotgun with trips to the far sideline. It's going to be a give right up the middle to Diamante Rule. He breaks the tackle out to the 45 and out to the 50. Cross midfield to the 45, 40 into the 38. And just as he crossed midfield, there was a flag, I believe, that was thrown. And we will see what it is. And preliminary signals are looking to go against Catalyst Maria. A holding as that flag was thrown just as Diamante Rule crossed midfield. And it is indeed a block in the back. So it was a big pickup of about 16 yards for Diamante Rule, but it's going to be called back because of the block in the back.
Yeah, these teams are having a little bit of a tough time staying out of trouble tonight. That's our 7th flag of the game, I believe. And that's going to cost Catalyst Marie 10 yards there. Looks like 10 yards on the play, bringing up 2nd and long. And there's a timeout on the play. Timeout, Catalyst Maria. That is their 2nd timeout of the half.
I'll tell you, Evan, Catalyst Maria, they have had their opportunities, but squandered them with dropped interceptions and just a whole bunch of penalties. A lot of them negating what would have been large chunks of yardage that they could have gained there. And as it would be, they are now going to be at their own 36-yard line for a 2nd down and 17 yards to go. So we'll be coming out of timeout. It's going to be 2nd down and 16 for the Wolves. And based on what you've seen from Diamante Rule, how do you think they're going to be using him here for the remainder of this drive? Because, yes, the run game has been moving yards, but coming up on 3 minutes to play in the opening half, they're going to have to get something going here to get some bigger chunks of yardage. And you would think that Randolph is going to have to find a little bit of a groove out of that passing game.
Randolph has definitely been being pressured by St. Joseph defense there. And I'm not sure what we're going to see passing-wise, but I definitely believe we're going to see some more runs from, you said, DeMonte Rule coming out here.
2nd down, 16 yards, and it's Rule off the left tackle. He's going to get about 3 yards before brought down there by defensive end. Looked like it was Kyle Johnston who threw him down after a gain of about 4 yards on that play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 12 for the Wolves at their own 39-yard line. So again, going to Diamante Rule, Randolph not throwing the ball much here on these past couple of drives, but on 3rd down and 12, let's see if he goes back to the air at their own 39-yard line, coming up on 2.5 minutes to play on the first half here. And St. Joe's leading 16-0. The Wolves have the ball at their own 39-yard line. 4 wide receivers. Takes a snap. Mason applying pressure, and that's intercepted by England at the 40. And he's going to credit up to the 35-30 onto the far sideline down to the 20. And he is pushed out of bounds there. Randolph was hammered as he threw the ball by Mason applying the pressure. And it was England who was able to intercept it and take it out to the far sideline. And big-time play there by the Chargers.
Boy, he is happy about that, and he should be too. A great play resulting in amazing field position off another turnover by Catalyst Maria. This is now a dangerous situation for the Catalyst Maria defense.
And Mason, as he has all night, got pressure on the blind side, and Randolph never saw it coming. And we're getting back now to the line of scrimmage.
Let's take a look at this replay here real quick. This is the interception.
Look at Mason on that, standing up on the outside. Just didn't even, it was Diamante Rule tried to throw a block at him, and Mason just shrugged him off and forced the interception. So coming up out of here, first down was going for the touchdown ball to Zeriel Mason, but that was incomplete on the far corner of the end zone. So Caleb Hayden going for the touchdown ball there on first down. Incomplete pass, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Chargers. Just coming in just at the 20-yard line of the Wolves. 2 minutes, 6 seconds left. Here's 2nd down and 10, looking for a slot man, and Zach Ford catching it at the 20 and moving it inside to the 15-yard line. About 7 yards on that 2nd down play, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 3 for the Chargers. And we'll spot that at the 13-yard line. Caleb Hayden and company getting back to the line of scrimmage with 4 wide receivers. Hayden looking to the far side, and it's incomplete, intended for Mason, coming in on that post pattern. And the ball was just out of his range, and that's going to bring up 4th down and 3.
Let's see what they do here. I believe that they are going to be going for it as they leave their offense on the field.
So 4th down and 3. You have Bergie in the backfield, and it's going to be, again, 4 wide receivers, trips to the near side. Hayden out of the shotgun with his left foot forward, gets the snap. He's looking to the near side into the end zone. He wants a man. Looked like he wanted Zach Ford, but that was tipped away, and it brings up a turnover on down. So big time stop there with 1 minute and 35 seconds left. The Wolves force a turnover on downs, and they will get the ball back at their own 13-yard line with 1 minute and 35 left. Catalyst Maria gets big time stop there on downs.
I thought I was going to get my 2 touchdown predictions on that play, but it doesn't appear that the odds are in my favor, I suppose.
So will be the Wolves offense coming back onto the field. Nothing doing. They haven't been able to push it. Their best results were in the first quarter on their first couple of drives, was when they were getting the most movement. And I think we're going to have a timeout taken here.
Looks like a Catalyst Maria timeout.
So they're 2nd of the night. And they're going to talk it over. And what do you think that going into this drive here, we've seen a lot of Diamante Rule running the ball, and he's been able to get yardage, albeit plays that were brought back by penalties. But it hasn't been in the whole second quarter. We haven't seen a lot of Randolph being able to move the ball through the air.
Yeah, the Wolves need to figure out their passing game rather quickly here as time's winding down in the half, and they are down by 16.
So homecoming night here at St. Joseph's High School at Elmhurst College, facing Catalyst Maria a charter school from the south side of Chicago. They fought through that rough Friday afternoon rush hour traffic to get out here to Elmhurst, making it before about 45 minutes before game time. So they got suited up out on the field, and give them credit, out here playing hard. And they have been stymied here, though, by this St. Joe's defense the last couple times. So first down and 10 at their own 13-yard lines with 4 wide receivers going left to right. Here's the give to Rule on first down. He bounces it outside to the near numbers, outside of the numbers, and he picks up close to about 12 yards, and that's going to be a first down. And we'll say that's, 12 yards by Diamante Rule. First down, but the clock, he did get out of bounds, so the clock will stop, and they are now at their own 25-yard line. First down and 10, and they're going to actually say that
clock is running.
Yeah, the clock was stopped just to move the change there. I thought he got out of bounds, but will be a first down and 10 on the right hash of their own 25-yard line. Spread formation, 4 wide receivers. Randolph gets it and gives it right back to Rule up the middle. He bounces it outside, and he's going to have about 8 yards there on first down. So good run there by Diamante Rule. But the clock is running, under a minute to play, and it is 8 yards on that play, but clock's running, second down and 2. And I'll tell you what, Catalyst Maria, they don't change their tempo regardless of the fact that they are in the final minute of the first half, as Randolph still going to the sideline to get the plays and leisurely jogging into the huddle to let his teammates know, as we are coming up on 30 seconds to play here in this opening half. It will be second down and 2 for the Wolves at their own 38-yard line.
They just knocked off 20 seconds there just on that huddle alone there.
We come up 22 seconds. Flag down, or excuse me, no flag on the play, but it was an incomplete pass on the attempted screen pass to A.J. Robinson on the near side. That's going to stop the clock, but it's 14 seconds left. And it will be third down and 2. So between second and third down, about 45 seconds runs off the clock by the Wolves. So their options are now limited on third down and 2 at their own 38, with only 14 seconds left and only 1 timeout left.
Run the ball here, use that timeout, throw the ball deep. Don't get pressured by that strong St. Joe's defense.
Well, Diamante Rule is in the backfield with Randolph. He has 4 wide receivers, trips to the near side. Ball's on the left hash. Randolph gets it. He's facing a blitz, and he's brought down on the blitz. And that was, again, and that was Shamar McDade Bishop, who was injured earlier. And on third down, he is going to let the Wolves are just going to let the time roll off. And that is how the first half will end. So after 1 half of play, it is St. Joseph's leading 16-0 against the Wolves of Catalyst Maria. We are going to take a break here on the broadcast, and we will see you for the second half tonight. So from Westchester, Illinois, 16-0, St. Joseph's leading in the first half.
Here at the Illinois Media School, we know you love sports. That's why we teamed up with the South Bend Cubs for our new sports emphasis program. You'll get to analyze games, do play-by-play, shoot, edit, and produce for the Cubs of the future, your South Bend Cubs. But you're going to have to hurry because there's only 6 openings left. For more information, go to beonair.com or call 630-916-1700. The Illinois Media School and the South Bend Cubs are a guaranteed W.
The Windy City Bulls are the NBA's new developmental league team, and the Illinois Media School is their new broadcast team. Have you ever wanted to direct, shoot, produce, or be on the sidelines doing play-by-play like a pro? Now is your chance with the Illinois Media School's Sports Emphasis program. You'll have the chance to work all 24 home games with the Windy City Bulls. For more information, to be part of the team, go to beonair.com or call 630-916-1700. The Illinois Media School. Be on TV, be on radio, beonair.com.
I want to have a job in something I love. I want to have fun and meet new people. I want to be social. The Illinois Media School has so many cool things they offer for me and their students. With the amount of stuff you learn, there's no way you won't succeed. You'll learn how to do a voiceover, how to use camera equipment. I mean, actual hands-on. You can even host your own radio or TV show. All of our instructors actually work in the industry too. So go to beonair.com and start your future in broadcasting today. The Illinois Center for Broadcasting is now the Illinois Media School. We've been an institution in the Chicagoland area now for 30 years. Because the broadcasting world is always changing, so are we. Not only are we teaching radio and television production, but now you can learn all aspects of the media industry, like web design. You can even specialize in TV or film, sports broadcasting, and even sales. No matter where you are in the Chicagoland area, we have a campus near you. The Illinois Media School. Be on TV, be on radio, beonair.com.
The Illinois Media School and the Chicago Cubs Single A affiliate in South Bend, Indiana are teaming up. Be a part of all the action with the Illinois Media School's new Sports Broadcasting Emphasis program. You'll experience what it's really like in the broadcasting world by analyzing games.
Swinging a long drive to left field. Pickens on his horse, still on his horse. He looks up. Adios!
Play-by-play, producing, shooting, and editing games for the Cubs of the future, your South Bend Cubs. You'll be doing everything but handing out the peanuts.
Peanuts! Got your peanuts here!
The best part is you'll be covering up to 70 games this season and the opportunity to do play-by-play for the whole 9 innings. So start your career with a home run and join the Illinois Media School. For more information, go to beonair.com. That's beonair.com. The Illinois Media School and the Cubs. Now that's a winning combination.
What brought me to IMS was a passion for broadcasting. Ever since I was a child, I would listen to Bulls games with Chris Ranji post-game, and I would actually call the radio station at home, and then I would record it on my tape recorder and listen back to my call. But that's my cheesy story, of course. But what brought me to it is just the passion for it. I love hearing people talk, hearing their opinions. I love listening to sports. I love watching sports, and I love the whole shebang of it. It's just an amazing industry. It's an amazing atmosphere to be in, and you know, I've enjoyed everything about IMS. So I enjoyed my time teaching here. I love the students. The students are so passionate about what they're doing, and it's always fun to see when you come into class the next day, their want to be in class. It's rare that you see that from students. because it's the typical, I don't want to go to school, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. Now with this program, with IMS, you see students wanting to be here and wanting to succeed, obviously, to get that first job and to make a living. But describing the students here at IMS is just amazing. They're great. They're great students. They're great people. They come from all different backgrounds. The diversity is crazy on campus, and it's a great time too, because not only are we learning, but we're networking. We're making new friendships, and even with myself, students are talking to me, asking about how I did it, how I came up on the ranks, and things of that nature. And it's been an amazing time with these students here. And even myself, just me in the industry, I've had the pleasure of working with so many industry professionals, from sports to entertainment, and now, of course, me, as I do my own TV show and working with Kendall Gill, a former NBA veteran, and his show. It's just a great time. And not only are we obviously making a living, but we're enjoying what we're doing. So it's just a great time. IMS have made that possible for me, and it's making it possible for all these students here as well. My name is Tony Lopez. I am the host of TLO TV and the host of The Parlay featuring Kendall Gill, and I am IMS.
Hi, my name is Peyton Adams. I work for US 99.5 in Chicago, and the reason I came to the Illinois Media School to be a teacher was because I didn't have a mentor growing up in the business, I should say. I did a lot of learning on my own, kind of going out there in the world and just exploring and learning as I go. When I got my first radio job, I really didn't know anything. It was just a learning curve from there, and I had a few people help me along the way, but I felt like this would be a great place for me to come and utilize my skills and my talents to help these students get to the next level. I love to be here. I love to be a part of their daily activities and help them and guide them and help them with editing, help them build their confidence and just really find who they are and find their voice and what they want to do. The students that attend here, it can be a mixture of anybody, fresh out of high school to somebody in their 50s. And that's what I like about it here, is that you get a mixture of everybody. You get people who are, young and eager and hungry, and people who have already had careers that kind of want to do what their dream is and live out their dreams. So the students here are driven, they're focused, they're ready, and they want it. And that's what I love so much about teaching here, is just seeing the creativity and hearing about what their ideas are and seeing what they do and what kind of projects they do. It's really a great environment for like-minded people that want to excel. And that's one thing that I noticed in all the students here, is they just really do a great job in grabbing the bull by the horns and going for it. So I really love that about working with them. My name is Peyton Adams. I work for US 99.5 on air, and I'm an instructor here at IMS, and I am IMS.
What originally brought me to the Illinois Media School was my love for sports radio. In high school, I became a huge 670 The Score fan and wanted to be part of sports radio. So after trying a couple other things and I'm not really being what I wanted to do, I found my passion for media and especially sports radio at the Illinois Media School. What I enjoy is finding like-minded people like myself that have a passion for the media industry and are willing to do whatever it takes to reach their goals and be what they want to be in this industry. And that's what I like about the students you continue to see at the Illinois Media School. A lot of talent, a lot of drive, and that pushes you to be better, as well as making everybody's work better on top of that. My name's Rick Camp. I'm a producer at 670 The Score. I'm an instructor at the Illinois Media School, and I am IMS.
I first came across the Illinois Media School back in 2012 when I was producing the news, and what I found was that the Illinois Media School brought out the best people in this industry. The best young people learning how to do their jobs. They would come into our news program and understand more than anyone else anywhere that I've ever seen. Probably what I've enjoyed most about being here at Illinois Media School is watching the students come in filled with excitement and then watching them leave and become productive members in the entertainment industry. It's great to see them come in excited and learn so much and then go out and be productive members of our industry. What do I like most about the students who attend IMS is their passion and how excited they are to go out and do new things, and the willingness they have to push the boundaries of our industry and really test their own limits and do something that's greater than themselves. I'm Brian Gill and I'm a video producer. I'm an instructor here and I am IMS.
I went to the Illinois Media School because I wanted a job in broadcasting. It was always my dream. I would see, radio stations out at different events or different concerts, and I'd say, man, how do you get that job? And the Illinois Media School made that possible. What I enjoyed most about my time at IMS was the fact that I was taught by industry professionals. I knew if I had any question, those pros would know exactly how to answer it. I would describe the students at IMS as people who are dedicated, people who want the same things that I want, whether it be television, broadcasting, on the web, and everything in between. We're all one cohesive group who all have the same goal, and that's what really, really helps make your dreams come true. I'm Lori Williams. I am the midday on-air host for WKGL FM 96.7 The Eagle, and I am IMS.
I decided to go to the Illinois Media School because I realized after I finished college the first time that I really wanted to work in media, and this was the best option for someone who had a job and was busy but still wanted to get the career that they were looking for. One of my favorite things about going to the Illinois Media School was the fact that you had to and got to do everything. It wasn't like a classroom where, oh, well, this person gets to use the camera, this person gets to use the radio, and then everyone else just watches. In fact, everyone did everything together, and it definitely showed what you could do and what you needed help on. It wasn't a guessing game. Everything was just there. There are so many different people inside one school at the Illinois Media School. You have people who want to be on camera or behind the mic, and then people who want to work in production, and it's awesome to work together as a team to produce a radio show and a TV cast. And it doesn't matter how old you are, who you are, everybody is at the school. I'm Michelle Abraham. I'm an on-air personality at 97 ZOK, and I am IMS.
Well, I got started back in 2010. I was freelance sports writing for a couple different newspapers with the Sun-Times, and I wasn't really finding a permanent job, which is what I really wanted. And I would always hear those commercials on the radio about ICB, and I finally went in, and everyone was pretty welcoming. While I was there, all the instructors were very.
And welcome back after a short homecoming halftime. I'm Evan Loads here alongside Vance, and I am bringing you the play-by-play commentary as we start with kickoff right away here. Kick is short, fielded at the 15-yard line, and it is being taken up here out to the left side, up to the breaks a tackle down at the 25. The ball carrier there.
Not a lot of vertical movement there, just running it from sideline to sideline.
Sideline to sideline there. Yep, sorry, I lost my numbers real quick there.
It's another, that was Tazon Timms there on the return, but he's going to set up nicely there for St. Joe's. They have the ball on the left hash, and we saw Burgee was the running back they were using a lot in the first half, but it looks like it's Tim Shannon that's in the game now
Ball
in the
on
backfield.
ball on St. Joe's 25, 3 to the right, 1 to the left, and there's a scrum, no gain, maybe a gain of 1. That's going to bring up second down, and looks like we have a loss here. That's going to bring up second down and 13. Ball on the 22-yard line here. Takes the snap, running back, hand off to the ball carrier there, down at the 25-yard line, gets back to the line of scrimmage.
So that's Trayson Timms, who's been the featured back in the first 2 carries on this second backfield. And you see a lot of these defensive ends are crashing down to the middle of the interior line here so far. I think that was their halftime adjustment.
There's the ball back, dancing around. Wow. Oh, my goodness. And the ball is dropped, as you saw on camera there, by number 5. That's Dakota Church there. Drops the ball in midfield. That's got to really hurt if you are Mr. Church out in the middle of the field and dropping a pass.
Well, football is a game of instincts, and as you see here, Church had the ball, and I think he had a little bit too much time to think here, and that took him out of his rhythm of just – it's a lot easier when you just see ball, grab ball, but when you can see it and think about it, it might get inside your head. And
right on that replay there.
He will be kicking himself for a while after that one.
St. Joe's is setting up again to punt. Little while on the snap here. There's the snap back. Here comes the kick. It is high and going long down and is fielded by A.J. Robinson, where he is brought down at his own 32-yard line.
How about Robinson there doing just a great job of tracking the ball. He had to make a pretty nice catch there. Once he went after it and committed, he had to come down with it. Even though he didn't get any yardage on that, I think just the fact that he's able to catch it was pretty impressive.
Way to bring it in with St. Joe's breathing down your neck. Let's see what the offense can do here for the Wolves. Once again, running to the sideline with the play.
As I saw, Diamante Rule was just getting a lot of yards, many carries in that first half, but they were never able to capitalize and transfer that into the air. So we'll see what they do here in the second half.
Here's the snap back to Randolph. It's a fake handoff going out now to the right side. Sandifer, the ball carrier, is hit hard, but not after he got a first down.
I'll tell you, if I am on that Catalyst Maria offense, I want to know where McDade Bishop is at all times, because he just, wow, as you saw right there.
What a hit.
He leveled Sandifer this second time, where he has just been all over the field. So I think if you're on that Wolves offense, that has got to be a man where you want to know where he is at all times.
McDade Bishop, used all 6'3", 275 pounds of his body to bring him down, and you definitely want to be aware of where he is on the field at all times. The Wolves set back now. Here comes the snap. 2 on each side. It's a fake handoff, but once again, number 1, A.J. Robinson, is brought down by a pack of Chargers.
They tried some misdirection there, but it didn't fool Kyle Johnston, because Kyle Johnson and then Antonio Hardaway were the 2 defensive ends that they were trying to confuse there, but it was not happening. As you see, they kept their contain, and the big defensive lineman just threw them right down, forcing that second and long.
This brings up, second and long, second and 25 here. And here comes Randolph running in from the sideline, bringing that play. You were mentioning tempo earlier in the half. The Wolves really need to step it up tempo-wise here to compete with St. Joe's quickly responding defense. Let's see what they got here. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Here's the snap. Randolph takes a snap. We got some flag on the play as Randolph looked like he was ready to run.
Evan, I'm going to tell you exactly what that is, and that has been the constant pressure that this front four has generated. Mason on the edge all night and Hardaway up the middle. They are forcing this offensive line to jump early and try to be able to cover that rush, and I think they're just so worried about that's forcing them to jump off sides.
Yeah, they seem to be getting a little bit nervous here as we're taking a look at the Wolves' offense. They haven't really been able to produce all too much tonight. They got nothing on the scoreboard, and every good opportunity's been met with bad penalties or a turnover. Now we got set back here, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Handoff gets him nowhere. Let's see, the ball carrier was DeMonte Rule.
And I like what
dropped for a loss of 2.
You see what this Charger defensive front four is doing. It's keeping their contain and not letting Rule bounce it out to the outside as he was doing so successfully in the first half. I think that was a point of emphasis was for the defensive ends, especially to keep their rushing upfield and keep Rule in front of them.
Now, 3rd and 25. We're going to have to be expecting a good pass play here from the Wolves, unless if Rule can break a couple tackles and get to the outside. Let's see what we got here. 3 to the right, 1 to the left, drops back, shakes a defender here, and is taken down.
And you know who that was, Big McDade Bishop.
He is on fire.
You match him up with a man in the open field, and Randolph is still feeling it. He's slow getting up. As you look on here, Randolph thought he had a little space to run, but that closing speed from McDade Bishop gets up, pumping his chest. Yeah, you're feeling big, man.
Yep, and here comes the trainer out. It appears as though he is clutching his knee there, working on his knee. Seems to be having some issues, and that is no good.
If I'm coaching Catalyst Maria right now, I want to put a little bell or something on McDade Bishop just so I can know where he is at all times. Maybe hear him coming, because once every time that the guy that Randolph thinks Randolph or Rule has gotten some space in the backfield or in the open field to work around McDade Bishop, and he's so good at is that speed, is that he doesn't need to be right in the play, but his close down speed has been really impressive.
Randolph is slow to get up and is jogging off the field lightly, almost a skipping or a hopping motion.
We'll keep an eye on that. Alex Reed has not yet got a snap, but he is the backup quarterback, so we'll see. They're going to obviously be punting it away here on 4th and long, but what their approach is going to be to the second half. Zach Ford, quick senior who was a factor last year, getting back just inside his own territory to receive this punt, hasn't had a chance to do much with any returns here.
And signals for a fair catch as that ball rolls across the 47-yard line. St. Joe's will take over at the Catalyst Maria 47-yard line. Let's see what this offense can do. As we've been seeing, they've been high caliber all night, but haven't really made it show on the scoreboard. 2 touchdowns down, but once again, like I said, it could easily be more than that.
Yeah, well, at least for the defense, there were the homecoming ceremonies at halftime, and didn't know if there was going to be a letdown from the celebration there. But I'll tell you what, McDade Bishop came out in that in that first drive in the second half, and he was ready to play some ball.
Definitely, definitely. Here's the snap. Hand off to Zach Ford, who shakes a tackle and is eventually taken down at the 45-yard line. Zach Ford broke a tackle and looks like he may have caused injury.
That's A.J. Robinson that was holding his wrist. He's able to get up and walk away, but it's another big fella from the defensive line, I think.
Looks like Mark Weber is what I have here, and the trainer comes out again, and this is the second Wolf down. And he's just rolling back and forth. I can't really see what seems to be causing him some pain. Looks like his knee. That's 2 knee injuries for the Wolves here. He's just hanging on to his knee. It looks like he's in a lot of pain, just clutching it to his chest by the trainer's orders.
So injuries have been plenty here, and it's what happens when this is a Class 2A game, but you got guys that are going both ways, which is going to increase everybody's chances of getting hurt once you have so much action going on nonstop. So that was
Mark Sanchez, not Mark Weber. My apologies on that.
So Sanchez able to get up and hobble off the field there, but hopefully he's okay. But I'll tell you what, for Catalyst Maria, they can't afford too many guys to be going out on the sidelines. They're only about at 17 players, it looks like. So they're going to need just about everyone to contribute tonight.
2nd and 8 for St. Joe's. Ball on the 47-yard line. High snap, fake handoff, drops back, and it's a deep throw down the right sideline, and it is bobbled, then dropped.
I think Hayden waited a little bit too long to throw that. It forced Mason to kind of have to put him into a jump ball scenario. And he had the one-on-one coverage that he wanted. I think if he threw that a little bit quicker, he might have been able to have a chance to get Mason in stride.
Yes, Mason was the intended receiver on that play down the right sideline, almost to the 20, ready to bring down that pass.
It's a good-looking spiral from Hayden, though.
Set up again, 2 to the right, 2 to the left, another throw down the left side. It is caught and then dropped by Darius Turner for the Wolves. Nearly picked off. And if you are St. Joe's, you are feeling a little bit blessed now that that wasn't picked off, because that easily could have been intercepted.
Yeah, and Hayden should be thankful. He got away with his second interception. That should have been the second interception tonight that has gone off a defender's hand, as Darius Turner there had all ample opportunities to make that interception. If you're the Wolves, you got to capitalize on plays like that.
St. Joe's is showing punt on a 4th and 7. High snap. Here comes the kick. It is off. It is long. Bounces at the 10 and rolls out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now, remind me again, in high school, it goes back to the 25, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Should be, I believe.
Yeah.
At the 25, and that was just missed getting out to the sideline. If Ford could have pushed that a little bit. And actually, on the punts, it's going to go back to the 20. So
there we are.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's going to start there. But Ford had a chance to pin them really deep. But for Catalyst Maria, I mean, it should be lucky, because that's right where Darius Turner dropped the interception, was at his own 20-yard line. So all in all, they're going to come away with field position starting at their own 20 here. But I got to see, and it looks like Randolph is back in the game after getting leveled by McDade Bishop on the last drive. They can't be relying on Rule, so he's going to have to make something happen with his arm.
Here comes the snap. We got 3 to the left, 1 to the right, set back, and it is a handoff, and immediately brought down is Reed. Goes down for a gain of maybe 3.
Well, that's been the Wolves' bread and butter all night, has been getting those handoffs, those quick handoffs to Diamante Rule right off tackle or off guard on those counter plays, and it's before those big defensive linemen can really get to them and trying to outquick them, because they're not going to do it with size, but they've been able to get those sizable chunks of yards on first down.
Randolph brings the play to his huddle. We have 2 to the left, 1 man in motion. Now we have 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Here comes the snap, 1 to the back, and it's a handoff once again, and he's not really getting anywhere on this play. Maybe a gain of 1, but that brings up 3rd down and short of a first down. It's going to be 3rd down and marked 2.
Well, Kyle Johnson was able to apply the pressure there, and then Timms and Hardaway were able to come from the second level and bring him down. But 3rd down and short, so the Wolves have put themselves in a position where they can have Rule pick up the first down here on 3rd and short.
And we have not seen a throw in a little while here. Let's see what we got here. We got 3 to the left, 1 to the right, and 1 in the back. Here comes the snap, and he's going to take it and be brought down for a loss of 6 yards. That's going to bring up 4th and 8.
Well, they brought the house and Ty England and McPhail on the outside, and there was not enough coverage there to be able to stop those rushers. And it was nothing that Randolph could do, as you can see, as he was just caught in the backfield, outnumbered there by the putting 8 in the box.
Now we're going to have 4th and 8 here as the clock keeps running. We got 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in this 3rd quarter here. The Wolves are showing punt. Here comes the snap. It's high, and the kick is off, and it is nearly blocked. Doesn't have much air as it twirls out at the 46-yard line.
Speed has been the name of the game for the Chargers all night, and even on these, even on a punt play, just applying that pressure from the outside has been making the mundane things and getting a punt off challenging for the Wolves.
The Wolves line is not holding up against this dominant Chargers defense. Let's see what we can roll with here as Coach Petrosky and the Chargers take the reins. We got 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. There's a quick throw off to the right side, caught for a first down and a little bit more as he finally goes down. A gain of about 15 on the play, taken down at the 30.
Little love for the freshman, Javonte Wright, his first time in the game and getting a reception right out of the set, being then that inside receiver on the trip's far side, and the freshman doing some damage on first down.
St. Joe's is really working that hurry-up offense, 3 to the right, 1 to the left, and the ball is handed off and is brought down the ball carrier there. That is Joshua Ratliff, the senior, for a gain of about 3.
Well, I'll tell you what, for being outsized, that interior defensive line of the Wolves has been able to hold their own tonight and allow the linebackers to get up there and clean up those inside run plays.
Snap back, 3 to the right, 1 to the left, and goes left. Number 5 with the catch, Dakota Church, is still breaking some tackles, flags down. Dakota's still on his feet, and Church goes out of bounds at around the 7 with a flag on the play.
Well, Church with a good job getting open space and making men miss. But I'll tell you, both teams tonight, after catches or when runners are in open field, just the blocking, trying to support that, has been not very executed, not very well, because we've seen a lot of these situations where there's been blocks in the back, and they are negating some big-time plays.
Personal foul against St. Joesph.
Church here in the open field, and it was right here. You're going to see Mason, I think, come and try to support him.
Take him down.
Yeah. And obviously when
you can't do that.
When the defender has his back to you, if you see the backside of his jerseys, you shouldn't be going for that block, and that's what they're going to get Mason for.
And that is going to take St. Joe's way back. That ball was originally spotted at the 7 with the carry, but now they're going to be brought back to the 30.
Evan, you're getting a big chunk of yardage on the catch alone, and then it was after that was just trying to add on to it, and that's where the penalty occurred. But all of that is wiped away by that block in the back penalty.
We got 1 far to the left, 1 to the right, 2 in the back. Here, a quick handoff gets him about 5 yards. Joshua Ratliff again on the carry. Brings a 2nd and 5. 3rd and 5. My apologies.
And that was actually Malik Williams on the carry, and I can see, it's tough to keep up with St. Joe's offense. They're just mixing it up so much out of the backfield, getting a lot of different looks, and Malik Williams and Joshua Bright have been more of those quick guys, getting the balls on the edge and trying to take it up the sideline, whereas Bright and Burgee have just been good taking the ball out of the backfield and trying to work in the middle of the field.
We have a stoppage of play here. Let's see what we had going on. Looks like, was there an encroachment call?
Well,
I didn't see a flag thrown.
Head coach Rich Petrosky is going to help out the officials here and make sure that it's on Catalyst Maria, but I don't know what the
I don't know what that was.
I think they just wanted to get something with the spot right.
Nope. All right. Nope. Timeout by St. Joe's.
And I think
Petrosky calls his team to the sideline here.
Yeah, and Rich has a 3rd down, 5 coming up. Coming up empty on that last 4th down where they, looked a little rushed and were trying to come up to the line too quick. I think he wants to take his time to talk about this and get it right.
Definitely.
Yeah, so we're going to take a break here before this 3rd down. We'll be back here on your IHSA Game of the Week on Sportstown Chicago.
And welcome back. After a short break here, Coach Petrosky talks to his team, tries to figure out what they can do here on a 3rd and 5 scenario from the 30-yard line. 25-yard line.
And if I'm the Wolves defense, I'm looking for that run because we've seen Hayden on these quick passes. Hasn't been very accurate tonight, but when he's had Burgee and others out of that backfield, he's been doing good.
And here comes the snap. Looking throw wide. Oh my goodness. The ball. Oh my goodness. There were 3 receivers on that play. 2 of them were Wolves. 1 of them was a Charger. And no one ends up with the ball.
Church had a first down in his hands. And as you see, Hayden had time. He had the time to look over the field and got Church in the middle of the field going off his hands and Rule there. Another interception opportunity that goes literally off the hands of the Wolves.
I like that there. So that brings up a 4 and 5. The Chargers are not showing punt on this one. Set up with 3 to the right, 1 back, and 1 left. Here comes the snap. It's a handoff, and he is stuffed.
And I don't know if that was a little trick play because after Hayden gave the ball off, he kind of looked to his running back there like he wanted the ball back, as you see. He kind of holding his hands out. I don't know if they were trying to flea flicker or something, but it wasn't meant to be. As you see the catch here, and then Hayden looking like he wanted the ball back, but obviously it was much too late as that Wolves defense gobbled him up, forcing another turnover and downs. And you got to say, Catalyst Maria, the defense been keeping him in the game, but if they can't capitalize on offense, it's going to be too late.
What we need to see here is a great throwing arm from Randolph here. Let's see here. He sets up to the left, 2 to the right. Handoff once again to Rule, but Rule's got some running room here. Gets a first down and a little bit more on top of it. That's going to be a gain of about 12 to the 43-yard line.
That delayed counter off the right tackle, they were able to chip away at the interior linesman and pick up the linebacker on the outside, and giving Rule just that space that he needs to get into the open field, pick up a first down.
But once again, the last 5 plays that we have seen over the last 2 drives from the Wolves have all been runs.
Well, I mean, it's fine if you can pick up the yards and get down the field, but eventually, once the Chargers start putting 8, even 9 men in the box, they're going to have to rely on Randolph to make a throw.
And that is when you do throw. Just to make sure to keep the defense honest. Let's see what he got here. We got 3 to the left, 1 to the right.
And I'll be watching out for Ty England.
Here's
coming
Randolph
off the edge
with the snap. Just a quick throw to the left. Number 1 there, that is Robinson. A.J. Robinson is taken down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of about 1. I believe they're going to mark that up.
That was
2nd and 11 there.
Evan, that was a great job by the Chargers secondary to recognize the screen, fight off the blocks on the edge, and make the open field tackle. Very important because A.J. Robinson has some speed, and he got a little room, but they were able to shred their blocks and make a big-time stop there at the line of scrimmage.
Once again, Randolph is running off to the sideline, to grab the play from the coach and is walking back. Meanwhile, this clock is winding down. We are well under a minute now to go in the 3rd quarter. Let's see what this hurry-up offense can do.
Well, you say hurry-up offense.
Well, lack of hurry-up offense.
Moving with the regular speed, a little bit more tempo. It's been good to see.
Oh, my goodness. And a misplay ends up in the hands of number 88. That is Mason on the play. Picks off the ball and runs it into the house. That is a pick 6 for St. Joseph and the Chargers.
Great play by Mason. I cannot believe the call here, but I don't know what they're doing, running a bubble screen with the speed that the Chargers bring off the edge here. And look at them all in the defensive backfield. And on that screen, when you're letting blockers loose, that's just a dangerous call here when you have that speed. And Mason just Usain Bolting it all the way into the end zone.
I like that. As you saw, he made a beautiful, beautiful entrance into the end zone. Let's see what they set up here. Now I'm interested. Are we going to see that fancy 2-point conversion play?
They look to be more orthodox here, just getting right to the line of scrimmage.
Oh, okay. Kick is up, and it is good. 23-0 is your score. A conventional point after play.
Yeah, and that is a backbreaker for Catalyst Maria because we saw them just doing what they do, getting yards on the field. And honestly, I can see running a screen pass, but the bubble screen where you're going to bring all these guys into the backfield. And look at just Mason coming right off that edge, not blocked. I mean, I don't know what the call was there, but try getting it out to the wide receivers, maybe some outside the numbers, getting A.J. Robinson some open room, but just not a very clever play call there when you're involving what's been the strength of St. Joe's has been their front eight stacking the box and making plays and just involving them in the passing game. That was dangerous, and they got burned that time.
I'm not sure what the logic was when you have two Chargers in between you and your intended receiver to throw the ball on that play. Anyway, mistakes are made, and now the score is 23-0 with 24.5 seconds left on the clock. The kickoff is getting set and ready to go underway here.
I'll give you credit here. It's been Zach Ford who's getting set to kick it off. But for Catalyst Maria, I mean, after a play like that, and you got to get right back on the field, and they'll be ready to go as Ford's kick looks like it's going to bounce out of bounds. And I don't know what.
Did he?
Darius Turner
Oh,
grabbed it right as it was about to bounce out of bounds.
Now,
so
if I'm correct, isn't there an illegal
32 yards in field position that he just cost his team?
Yeah,
so.
there is an illegal in high school football. If the ball off of a kickoff goes out of bounds, that is an illegal kick, and the ball is spotted at the 40. Now, what's the mindset there to grab that ball and step out of bounds instead of letting it roll out?
You know, that's high school football, and that's going to be a teachable moment there for the Wolves. And I'm sure going forward, he's going to know that on a kickoff, if the ball's going out of bounds, to let it go. Yeah. And it forces them to be inside their own 10-yard line at their own 6, and that's going to allow this Charger defense, and especially the defensive linemen, where you're going to see Mason just being able to have their ears pinned back and ready to go upfield and make some plays.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a loss of yardage that could result in a safety here, but once again, my big mouth has got me into trouble with the Chargers. We will have to see what ends up happening here as the Wolves take on an offensive stance on their own 6.
I think the officials are trying to get the
spot,
the chain all set up on the far sideline as they do as the final plays of the third quarter getting underway.
Run straight up the middle, gets them nowhere.
Well,
maybe a gain of 1.
Damonte Rule going up the middle, and he's got to be tired, so somebody else is going to be able, because 2 yards at a time is not going to do it for this Wolves offense right now.
And
as
this
we get set to go into the fourth
clock
quarter.
is running down here, and they're just going to let it roll out. And we are entering the fourth quarter, and at the end of 23-0 is your score from St. Joesph. Let's take a look again at this play that resulted in a touchdown, an interception, and open field is all he saw, and walks into the end zone. We're going to take a break here. We'll see you guys on the other side. Illinois, as the fourth quarter is about to be underway here. The Wolves from Catalyst Maria are deep in their own territory, and it is not looking good for them as the snap is off and the handoff is to Damonte Rule, A very tired DeMonte Rule, I might add, gains 2 yards on that play.
There's Ty Eland out of the backfield, the linebacker, making a quick tackle there, limiting DeMonte Rule to another couple yards, and it puts them quickly into 3rd down and 6. Just remind everyone that you can catch the game on the Facebook Live page of Sportstown Chicago for the final quarter here as our clock is rolling. You want to check this action from Elmhurst here on this 3rd down and 6.
And here's the play. To the right, to the left, and once again another handoff to a very tired and overpowered DeMonte Rule. Gets thrown down, but I believe this ball will be spotted at the 7-yard line.
Well, we talked to the pregame crew beforehand, and they asked me, what is the signs of guys going both ways? When do you think they're going to start to show that fatigue? And I think right now you're seeing it in the 4th quarter. As you see, they're just not able to get to the next level, chip away at the blocks, and they're slowly being a little overwhelmed by the strength and the speed of this Chargers on both sides of the ball.
And now it doesn't look like the chains or the spot moved at all. So they start at the 10. Here comes the kick. And once again, a choppy kick goes out of bounds at their own 32-yard line.
Well, the snap was the grounder, and he did a good job of actually just fielding it. Anthony Lane was able to field it. Excuse me, I'm not sure. So Sanchez was able to field it and boot it away and at least give another 22 yards away on field position so where they could force St. Joe's to not be in the Wolves' red zone to start it.
All right, so your St. Joe's Chargers take over here. 23-0 is your score, and they are going to keep on rolling here. The handoff is to the right, and brought down is Joshua Ratliff on the carry. Excuse me, that's Malik Williams. There might be a number 31.
Yeah, they are.
Number 25 might be mixed up there. So that's my apology there for giving the wrong call.
But they are mixing it up with showing a lot of different looks out of the backfield, and that's one thing where St. Joe's has the advantage of supplementing in their different carries and mixing it around as Malik Williams getting the carry again.
Williams once again up the middle, met the backfield.
So that's one thing, whereas obviously the Chargers taking their time. Now we saw them working so quickly in the first half, but under 10 minutes able to just take a little time and let the seconds tick away as we're coming up on 9.5 to play.
3rd and 10 here. We have 3 to the left, 1 to the right, and 1 in the backfield. Taking the snap and throwing to the left. Was that a catch there? I'm not exactly sure.
That bounced.
Looks like it was incomplete.
Yeah.
Yep, bounced off the turf.
Desmond McPhail, as you can see, he was open, but look at right here, pass was just a little behind him, causing McPhail to have to stop when he was running full steam and come back, and he fell down to the ground. And the ball bounced in there before he could get his hands underneath.
Starting again at the 34-yard line, sets back a deep throw right into the hands of a Wolf there. That is number 8, Darius Turner, who has still got the ball and is brought down at his own 22-yard line. An impressive play there from Darius Turner with the interception.
Caleb Hayden's been playing with fire all night, and this time the Wolves finally were able to bring it in, and Turner was right there catching it at the goal line as Hayden going for the deep ball there and just underthrew it a little bit. And I can tell you, he waits a little bit too long again to throw that, and it allowed the Wolves defense to get underneath that pass.
And we have a timeout on the field. The Wolves take a timeout. Score is 23-0 with 9 minutes and 8 seconds to go. We will be right back. You are listening to St. Joe's Football on Sportstown Chicago.
I want to have a job in something I love. I want to have fun and meet new people. I want to be social. The Illinois Media School has so many cool things they offer for me and their students. With the amount of stuff you learn, there's no way you won't succeed. You'll learn how to do a voiceover, how to use camera equipment. I mean actual hands-on. You can even host your own radio or TV show. All of our instructors actually work in the industry too. So go to beonair.com and start your future in broadcasting today.
Welcome back to Elmhurst, Illinois, as the Wolves capitalize, or could capitalize, on a costly turnover by St. Joe's and the Chargers here. Let's see what they can do. Set on their own 26-yard line is where they're going to spot the ball.
And I like Cattles Maria taking the time out there after the interception, just allowing these players to catch their breath, most of them going both ways. And if you're going to try to convert on that interception, it's good to just to have a little bit more gas in the tank when you're trying to do it.
All right, showing pass and a fumble, and is scooped up, and here he walks into the house. That is England. Scoop and score.
And it was Zuriel Mason who got a rush off the blind side on the edge, and right when Randolph was in his throwing motion, causing the hit, and Elin was able to pick it up, scoop and score. But that all started by Zuriel Mason and getting pressure off the backside, and before Mason could even get rid of the ball, just leveling him right on his back and being able to allow Elin to scoop that up and get into the end zone.
What started as a stream is now a full-blown roaring rapids. 29-0 is now your score for St. Joe's. Let's see what they're going to do here with this two-point conversion option. Could we make it 31, or are we just going to stick with 30? Looks like they are showing an extra point.
I think it was 80.
Here's the snap back. The kick is up, and it is blocked. And the score will remain 29-0. So we have seen two completed two-point conversions, one extra point, and a blocked extra point attempt.
Petrosky is getting in the face of his quarterback, Hayden, who was the holder on that play right there.
Can't imagine he is all too happy. Let's take a look here.
So, well, we're going to look at the touchdown here. And this was, watch Mason coming off the edge, and he was able to get right to the backside. And actually that was Mason causing that hit, and Elin just being active and getting right to the ball, was able to scoop it up, and without anybody in his way, he was getting into the end zone there. So another costly
turnover
after they just got an interception.
That's their fourth turnover of the night, and three of those four, have resulted in points on the board for the St. Joe's Chargers.
Well, any coach will tell you after the score, the one stat you always look at is turnovers, and that is clearly.
Set for the kick here. Zach Ford is back, ready to deliver deep. Let's see what we got here. Ball spotted on the 40. All right, arm up, and here comes the kick. It is not high, a short kick. Almost looked like he was trying to squib, but no bounce. Right into the hands of a Wolf who goes out at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, it was Diamante Rule who happened to have the ball catch in his hands, and he's moving a step or two slower than he was in the first half. As you can tell, he's slowing down a little as the game goes on.
Diamante Rule has been definitely used quite amount of times in quite a lot of different places tonight. You can believe he is feeling some fatigue now as we're winding down under 9 minutes in the fourth quarter here. 1st and 10, ball on the 35-yard line. Let's see if Catalyst Maria Wolves can get on the scoreboard tonight.
And I'm surprised that they're going back to these 4 wide receivers and only leaving Rule in there. Rule hasn't been very effective. He's blocking out of the backfield tonight, and he's going to get a run here on 1st down.
Diamante Rule with the handoff gain of about 6. And I'm telling you, that defensive line is just too powerful for the Wolves' offensive line. So I am getting a little bit nervous with the Wolves sending out 4 wide receivers, as you were saying. Maybe we should start thinking about containing the quarterback a little bit more.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, but I think that's just their formation that they're comfortable with, going that spread formation with 4 wide and a single back in the backfield, and that's where most of their sets are running out. But it's also allowed this Charger defensive line to take advantage of.
Let's hope that gets them some points on the scoreboard. 3 to the left, 1 to the right, 1 in the backfield. Handoff to DeMonte Rule. Once again, another handoff to DeMonte Rule. This time it will result in
it's going to be
3rd and inches, it looks like. Wow. And inches. I cannot stress inches enough. Never mind. They're giving him the first down here. First down in 10. DeMonte Rule. Ball on the 45-yard line. Let's see what the Wolves can do. Are we going to see another 3-and-1 option? Or could we expect something of a pass? Because right now, well, I know this St. Joe's defense is
trailing 29-0 with 7.5 left to play. You're going to have to start throwing the ball, and they're going back to that 4 wide receiver look.
3 left, 1 right. Handoff to DeMonte Rule. Everybody saw it coming, and he is brought down for a loss of 1. Ball spotted at the 44-yard line.
Well, Zach Ford reaped the benefits of all those defensive linemen forcing him to bounce it outside, and he got in the open field. As you see, Kyle Johnson here forcing him to bounce it outside. He missed the tackle, but Zach Ford coming in there with a nice clean hit and able to take advantage there. As that's a textbook tackle there, getting your shoulder low, driving him into the ground.
And Vance, you got to imagine DeMonte Rule has got to be absolutely exhausted at this point. With only 6 minutes left to go in this 4th quarter, he is being used up, and I'm starting to get a little bit nervous here. Let's see what they can do here.
He's their main option. As you see on the other side of the field, the Chargers have a lot of different options at running back.
All right, time to go deep. Ball wide up in the air. The intended receiver there, number 1.
Well, A.J. Robinson was down there, but he had McPhail and 2 other Chargers that were in the area. But I do like the call. If you're down 29-0 with 6.5 to play here in this final quarter,
you better get in the air.
Yeah, take some shots downfield.
Interesting play there, but it does make sense in the long run. Good time to get in the air. Too little, too late, maybe.
Well, I don't want to be rude here, but I see you wearing that brown sweatshirt, and this is a situation they're probably going to find themselves in on Sunday against Pittsburgh, being down big in the 4th quarter and having to play from behind. So it might be a good precursor for how they have to do that.
All right. Well, thanks for that tidbit there.
Ed.
Ball is stopped
Bishop.
For a loss of 4. McDade Bishop once again with a monster sack.
Bringing up a 3rd down as they get into having protection problems. And that bringing up, it's going to be 4th down. Just the protection problems are abundant here for the Wolves, and they have been exploited more and more as the game goes on.
All right, and this brings up 4th down, and the Wolves are showing punt. Snap back at the 40-yard line. The kick is tipped. It looked like that kick was tipped, and it's going to spiral and stop at the 49-yard line there, where St. Joe's will take over at their own 49. 1st and 10.
Well, you got to feel for Mark Sanchez because all night he has been having many defenders as those protection problems, even on a punt, just been able. Nothing's been easy for the Wolves, and it's been more and more so as this game goes on here tonight.
Let's give the Wolves some credit, though. I was told that this is their first football game ever at their high school. I believe that is correct. Can I get a confirmation on that stat?
As far as I understand, they're 0-2 this year, so they're looking for their first win.
Season.
Yeah, first ever season.
My apologies.
Yeah, this is big, and as we see, Ezekiel Busi is in the game. Now, he is a freshman playing, and he has a lot of potential. They think he's going to be the quarterback of the future, obviously, once Caleb Hayden moves on. Man down here. And
that is Big Bishop. That would be a very, very costly loss in the next upcoming games for St. Joe's, but he is up, shaking it off, and is walking back to the huddle right now. It doesn't appear that he's going to the sidelines. Once again, he is rotating that left arm. That could be very, very troubling as he's actually heading off to the sideline here. That left arm could be troubling him in the next couple of games. I suggest getting him some rest.
I would be surprised if he comes back in with coming up on 5 minutes left to play. And a big game against Hope Academy next week. Hope Academy new to the Catholic Red Conference. So with that being said, I would think that you want to save him and be ready to go for that one next week.
Snap back, ball's in the air to the left side. Ball's tipped and nearly picked off again.
Good throw by Boosie down the field,
Zach
looking for Zach Ford.
Was his intended receiver there.
Ford not able to ring it in. And
let's take a look at that here.
For Boosie, 6'1", throws a good ball out of the backfield, a little bit high, but Zach Ford has had a number of catchable passes that have gone off his hands so far tonight.
Darius Turner with the pickoff nearly reels it in. We got a man in motion, snap back, handoff back to
McPhail there.
Runs up the middle, gets a first down and a little bit more.
And it's going to come back because there was a holding on that play after McPhail got the ball. And again, once we get the completed catch and the receivers are in, as you see, McPhail getting the ball in the open field. Couldn't see where it was, but it was a late flag. So I think that's one thing that you're going to see Rich Petrosky work on with his team is that open field blocking this week, because it's not the first time that this holding in the open field has come back to hurt them.
These boys are getting walked back. It is now going to set up for a third.
So often you see a play where the hold had nothing to do with the play. On this one, it was totally the hold resulted in McPhail being wide, getting him that open space to run.
McPhail in motion, snap back. Here's the throw. It is caught by Ford, who runs out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Zach Ford with a gain of about 10.
And I don't know what
Excuse me, that was 15 or 20 there.
Yeah, that was Zach Ford getting a first down. I don't know what this Catalyst Maria defense is doing, because once he got the ball, they were all just standing there watching him like somebody else should have been doing something. You see Ford right here. He's in the open field, not a defender within 10 yards of him.
And the snap back. Looking to throw, gets the ball. Oh, my goodness. Thrown right into the hands of a Wolf, who charges across the 41-yard line. And once again, you mentioned Caleb Hayden was playing with fire tonight, and he is again, as he delivers the ball.
Well, that was Ezekiel Boosie, the backup quarterback, is in the game. And I think that's one thing that a freshman quarterback will learn over his career here is not to throw the ball into coverage, and that's exactly what he did. Leo Morales had great coverage there. And Boosie still tried throwing it, and Morales made him pay.
Yes, I did miss that switch. But, yeah, as you mentioned, with a freshman quarterback.
He just jumped the route.
Definitely. Pressure is also a little bit more on.
Yeah, that's one thing that I think Rich Petrosky is happy to do, though, with the 29-point lead, is allow his freshman quarterback to get some experience, allow Hayden to rest up. As you see, I'm surprised that McDade Bishop is back in this game. He's been knocked around a few different times tonight, so I think he's still in here as they go into reverse
switch
to
play. Yeah,
A.J.
here we go.
Robinson.
Robinson gets a first down and a little bit more. As you can see, he's holding that ball out so far, making sure he gets that first down, but he doesn't want to do that all too much because that makes it very, very easy to knock away.
Well, Antonio Hardaway was the last man standing between A.J. Robinson in the end zone, and he was able to make a good open field tackle.
Last man standing is correct.
So now we've seen a little bit more creative play calling. I know it's the end of the game, but I would like to see this from from
the Wolves earlier.
Yeah, Catalyst Maria all game, where they're just adding a little bit more variety to the playbook and giving some more options.
Here's the snap once again to their main man.
It's right as I say that, they give it to Rule for a run up the middle. But once you're spreading out the offense like that and being a little bit more creative with your play calling, it's going to force the defense, force the linebackers and the safety to at least honor the prospect of a pass a little bit more and not be able to just stack the box like they have been doing for most of the second half.
And once again, Randolph's getting his call from the sideline and is walking in. As the clock continues to wind down, we're getting to about 2.5 minutes left. Let's see what they got here. Lining up here at the 37-yard line, the Wolves.
You've seen a lot of potential for play. There's a lot of potential to be playmakers on this Wolves offense.
There we go. There's a reverse, and he's wide open here. Number 21 for the Wolves. That's KJ Sandifer.
So that's what we're talking about, is just when you don't have the advantage of the line of scrimmage. And look at this trickery right here. Randolph sold that well. Sandifer coming off the end and able to get out on the outside into open field, and that's what I think a good takeaway from this will be for Catalyst Maria going forward, is to utilize this trickery to misdirection. If you're not the biggest, if you can't control the line of the scrimmage, like they're probably not going to be able to all season, I like what I'm seeing with the play calling in this drive.
Definitely a David and Goliath scenario there. 1st and 10 on the 29 as the snap comes back, and handoff to the main man, fumbles it, and it looks like that was Bishop. Big guy Bishop's back in to recover. Let's take a look at that here.
Well, as you can see, Rule's going to get to the second level, and once he does, it's just poked away after he's trying to get it away, and that was, I believe, number 88. Great camera work there by our guys.
That was Mason who knocked the ball loose.
Zariel Mason was able
right
to see.
Into Shamar McDade Bishop's hands. So St. Joe's takes over with 1:39. This will be the last drive of the game, pardoning any unforeseen events or a miracle.
Yeah, well, I don't think you're going to see the freshman quarterback will be interested in throwing many deep balls down the field here.
Just an easy handoff, taken up the middle for a gain of about 2 there. Ball is spotted at the 27-yard line of St. Joe's.
Well, some good takeaways for St. Joe's. It took their offense a little while to start clicking tonight, but once they did and they got in a rhythm, they were able to move the ball down the field, effectively spread it out. But I can tell you, going forward next week against Hope Academy, and they're going to be playing Bishop Mack, which is a pretty strong team later on this season. They're going to need Caleb Hayden to do a lot more later on.
Hope is not going to be giving up those turnovers, I feel, as often as Catalyst Maria was. I feel Hope Academy's slightly more experienced. They are a program that's been alive for quite some years now.
But for Catalyst Maria, this is your first year of football, and you got to be encouraged with what you're seeing. Just the fact that these guys are here and trying, as Castillo with another long run. He fumbles it at the end. They're going to say he was down at the midfield territory.
This ball is getting knocked loose left and right like it is absolutely snowing outside. Let's take a look at that here. Snap comes back off to Castillo, and he takes off. And you'll see here as the ball comes loose, he was well down anyway. Ball will be spotted at the 49-yard line. Snap back here, and just a run up the middle for no gain, it looks like.
That was a good job by Leo Morales coming down from the end and closing that off. And looks like that is going to be the final play of the night. Very convincing win for St. Joe's.
Yes, and as the clock winds down, we have 15 seconds left here. That will be the end of it as St. Joe's comes off of the field. 29-0 is your final score here at Elmhurst College.
But Evan, I do want to say that there are many IHSA football programs that, you have to start somewhere, and a lot of them that have started, and within 10 years, they are a very competitive team. So I think it's a good start for Catalyst Maria.
Yeah, let's definitely give them some congratulations. Definitely some congratulations out to Catalyst Maria for their 3rd game of the season. But your final, St. Joe's 29, Catalyst Maria 0. I'm Evan Lotes, and I'm alongside Vance here.
And we're going to come back to wrap it up after this.
last name, please?
Exner.
Exner, that's right. I'm going to write that down.
Well, with Evan Lotz, Vance Exner here back at Langhorse Field in Elmhurst, Illinois. Convincing win for St. Joe's. They're going to move on to 2-1 this season. Just a beautiful night for football out here. But St. Joe's, they're going to have to, you think they're going to have to clean it up as they go forward. They're going to have a tough opponent in Hope Academy next week, putting a lot of sloppy plays. They're going to have to clean that up, eliminate some of the penalties. But they do have some potential, definitely, to make it back to the playoffs, and they've set themselves up nice for a playoff run later on this season.
Yeah, convincing win indeed over Catalyst Maria tonight. But, yes, a lot of those sloppy plays that you mentioned, bad penalties, costly turnovers, and we've seen that ball fall out of the hands, 2 or 3 times tonight, and also we've had 2 interceptions as well. That has definitely cost them a little bit of trouble throughout the game.
Yeah, and I think the play of the game was Zuriel Mason getting this bubble screen interception and just running down the sideline. And just look at the very end, he does that Usain Bolt finish line. So you got to like it. But we saw a lot of, especially as the second half wore down, the defense of St. Joe's really inserted themselves and was able to make plays and control the line of scrimmage and really just overpower a team of Catalyst Maria where, we saw some sparks here and there. They got a ways to go, but for a team in their first season, I would say that they have some potential to be competitive and to definitely win a game down the road here sometime this year.
I definitely think Catalyst Maria needs to stick to those trick plays. If they can perfect those, that's going to greatly help their offense to overpower some of those big defenses because, as we know, they have a very small offense that could pack tons of power and trickery. I think is going to be a major, major key coming into the rest of this year.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see. It's been a good one tonight. It was a beautiful night for football. I want to thank the whole crew here at Sportstown Chicago, the camera operators, for giving us some amazing shots and looking at this game. For Evan Lotz, this is Vance Exner. We're going to send it to you for our Friday Night Lights post-game show led by Eric Willowait out in the studio at Sportstown Chicago. For Evan, this is Vance signing off, and we'll see you next week on our IHSA Game of the Week.